Hi everybody, welcome to ArtDay. My name is Sarah, I'm the artist behind Pinselgeschichten, and today I'm having a very special video that I want to film here because it is about coloring a page. Now, this is not any coloring book that I'm gonna do here, but this is actually a gift that I'm preparing. So, I'm filming this way ahead. It's actually end of May, but on June the 13th, Tina and I, who is my co-producer for Draw for Initiative and also, well, my friend, aside from YouTube work, she and I, we're having our second anniversary. So 13th of June 2015 we met, and ever since we've been very, very dear friends and, well, co-producers, gamers, yeah, all of that. So I thought it would be nice this year as a gift to color this page for her and have it framed. So I bought a frame. Later in the video you will see me frame this piece here, but at least I want to have the coloring done first. I taped it down because I want to have an underpainting done that is going to be a watercolory look. I'm going to work with the Neo colors, but I just wanted to show you the book first. This is the coloring book, Color Your Own, Young Marvel. It's by Scotty Young, who is an illustrator for Marvel, and I find all these pages here really goofy. I do like the Marvel universe, so this is right up my alley. And Tina's favorite character is Deadpool, so I've been restraining myself from coloring this page for the longest time because I thought, okay, next anniversary I'm gonna color this for her and I'm gonna frame it, and that's her anniversary gift. Since it's really late in the evening already, actually Tina and Daniel are out at the movies. They're watching Alien today. I don't like the Alien movies, so I thought, oh, that's the perfect time to record this video, because I don't want to record it on the actual Monday that I would, since, well, people who follow me for a while also know that the 13th also is the anniversary of my dad passing away, and naturally every year I'm kind of like zoned out, or people say maybe in a zombie mode for a couple of days. So I just want to make sure that I have everything prepped for you guys on the web, no matter how I might feel. So I thought, oh, that's the perfect time. They're out for a while. I can color and I can film this without her knowing. So the long story short, I'm having apple wine with me, watered down a bit, and with some ice cubes, because I'm an adult and I can drink once in a while on video as well. You won't see me drinking, haha. But just saying, it has very little alcohol, like 5%, promille, whatever that is in English, but it has like 5, and a normal wine is 11. So yeah, I'm not condoning drinking on videos, folks. Anyway, long ramble. These are the Neo colors, and I have to clean my palette because I have forgotten that. So I'm quickly doing that. Well, it's slightly only on camera. It's not full on camera, so I'm just cleaning it because this is the palette that I'm using to work with my Neos. And I'm having, oh, I don't know what the last page was that I colored with this, but I think, I think it was for a Beyond the Lines video. I think it was an Outlander page. Not 100% sure though, because I'm using the Neo colors quite frequently. But anyway, I thought I'm using the time today to color. Now, the technique and the mixture of the supplies that I'm showing you today is actually my favorite. To do some little sketches, illustrations, colorings, and I just have to get my trash can. Okay, things are cleaned up. I can color. So what I really like when I want to have the illustration-y kind of style, the cartoony kind of style, for any kind of painting or coloring, drawing, sketching, things like that, is having an underpainting with either watercolor, neo colors, or Inktense, and then go on top with colored pencils. So I'm just going to choose the colors that I want. So I definitely want the red for Mr. Deadpool, and I think I like the scarlet best. So I'm going to take that color. Also, you don't have to note down any colors if you, for example, have the same book or you want to use the same combination that I'm choosing here. On my blog, there's a blog post for this page here where I write all the numbers of the pencils or crayons or whatever down, so don't worry. You don't have to note everything. Then I need a bit of a gray. Now I don't want to go too dark. This is one thing that I always do when I work with that technique. I go a little lighter for the underpainting because I want to have colored pencils on top, and then I can really go in for shadows. So I need a bit of a gray. I think I want no, I want a normal gray. Or do I want the dark gray? I want to have the dark gray. The number 7, that is this one. I want the Payne's gray, which is a bit more bluer in tone. And then I want a brown. I think I like the no, I want this brown, the 59. I like this tone. Where are you? You're lower than olive. So this is the brown. And then I need kind of like a light blue, maybe. A very light blue so that I can make a bluish gray. And for that, I'm going to take the light blue. So these are the colors that I want. And I'm going to have them on my palette. Can you see? Yeah, you kind of can see my palette. So this is where I'm going to start. You can see that I have some taped off, and that is totally fine. I'm not gonna worry having maybe some parts not colored because I'm cutting my own passe-partout anyways, so I can bring it in quite a bit. So, but I'm going to start with a light blue, and I have a water tank brush here to liquefy my pigment and to just solidly color the blue parts. I don't mind things going through. I can work with a lot of water here because for one, I have this paper taped down, and second, so it won't really buckle that much. Second, I don't have to protect any illustration or anything on the back side, so I don't mind if any pigment goes through. And I'm just giving this a solid layer, and I have it taped down because this is rather a very thin paper. It's like a copy paper, so that should be something like 80 grams, I think. And it's not the heaviest paper, and with the application of water here, it will definitely buckle. If I don't tape it down, it will still be a bit wrinkly maybe, but I can hopefully work against that with the colored pencil that I put on top. And also, since this is taped down and I can use my blow dryer in a minute to dry everything off, it should dry back pretty much in this original shape. And if not, again, it's gonna be passepartout. I can iron it, so there's lots of ways to handle any buckling if it goes really, really bad. But I suspect not, because I'm also having only a medium amount of water here. So that was the blue. That's already done. I can put that to the side. Get a tiny little sip of my apple wine. It's not too sweet, so I really like it when it's really hot outside. And I've been in the sun for like 3.5 hours today. And I'm not a sunny person, I'm a winter person. And I really burn fast. And I had sunscreen 50, so the highest that you can buy. I had that on, and I'm feeling the little fuzzy fizzling kind of thing that you sometimes have when you're in the sun, and then you, like in the evenings, then you have this fizzling sensation on your skin when you're post sunning. So I have that, which means that I really got some vitamin D today, and I'm really warm, like this post-sun warm, not the sweating kind of thing. And I really like to have a cold drink, then not an ice cold one, because I'm quite sensitive on my stomach when it comes to really cold things. So instead of having something like with a lot of alcohol or those sugary mixed drinks, blah, I don't like them. I actually like something like an apple wine that has not too much alcohol, but a little some to, well, enjoy the evening on those days where I, well, like today, have a public holiday or something. So anyway, it was a lot of fun. It was something we were at like a medieval festival, so there were lots of artists, lovely costumes, manufacturers of different kinds of things. So that was really nice, and I enjoyed it a lot. So I'm going in now with the light gray, and I'm going to color all the silvery stuff that I can find. So like this zipper, and probably this belt buckle here. A bit more of that. And there's going to be some things here. I think he has, does he have dark or light bags? I think he has dark ones. So I'm going in with the Payne's Gray now, which I'm going to use for those little bags here, but also for shading. So I need a bit of shadow behind Mr. Pool, and also underneath him. So he has to have like a shadow underneath his buttocks and feet and stuff like that. So I'm not going too dark. I can always darken those up here with black later on. And again, this is rather a fast way to color or to paint something, and that is one of my favorite techniques that I have for any kind of sketch or illustration-y thing going on. So I'm just putting in a shadow here behind Mr. Pool. Because he's leaning on a wall. And then I can color the floor. And I'm mixing in the light gray as well, so I'm using that as well. A little more here. Just a very tiny little light gray on this side here, just a smidge, not too dark, just a little. Okay. And then last but not least, I go in with my Scarlet Red. And I'm coloring Mr. Pool. Once I have this underpainting done, I'm going to dry this with my blow dryer. And then I can actually remove the tape and have a paper pad underneath this page and go in with my colored pencils. I need, or at least I like, a little bit of soft padding underneath my coloring pages when I work with colored pencils. And I really like paper pads and stuff to help me out with that. And this is only a few minutes now that I'm working on this page here. And you can see how fast I can have some color put down. And since this is a water-soluble crayon, I'm getting these watercolory looks. So some parts are a bit darker, some are a bit lighter. You see the texture of the brush, so that actually looks pretty artsy already. And that is just the medium working for me without me really trying to achieve something in particular here. So I like that sometimes the supplies really work for you and you don't have to add a lot and just, well, maybe be brave and let the medium do what it does, what it's supposed to do. And maybe not wanting to control everything like all the way. That is something, if you can let go and do let the medium do its thing, it might help you out with really a lot of nice texture there. I mean, I know it's sometimes really scary to let the medium control you, rather you controlling the medium, or at least it feels that way, that you are not in control, but it's really worth it, I think, to just, well, trust your skills with watercolors or these soluble crayons and stuff. Just trust yourself and you're good. Let them do their thing. So maybe a bit more here where there's some darker parts, bringing in pretty much the shadow already, and the rest I can do with colored pencils. Don't have to color everything with the neo colors, but I can shade with the colored pencils and therefore get control back. Alright, that's that. Underpainting done, my brush is clean, and now I can dry this off, and for that I'm going to use my blow dryer. That's enough, so I can remove the tape. And now I can bring in my paper pad. I'm going to use this one here. I'm going to have another sip of my apple wine, and then I'm going to talk to you about colored pencils. Alright, so what I like best on top of a painting like this is wax-based cheap colored pencils that you can find in the grocery store, or maybe like school supplies in these kinds of stores, and or on Amazon, like for example Faber-Castell is a really cheap waxy kind of colored pencil. Oh, that was a bit loud, sorry for that. They look like this. There's 60 something, 64, 68, something like that, of these pencils in a pack for 16 euros. So they are really not the polychromos, high quality, woo-ha-ha kind of pencils. No, they're the ones that you know for school supplies. So they are called Classic Color. And they're wax-based, and I really like them. And another one that I really like is, I hope they do still produce them, but they're water-based varnish wooden cases. It's also Faber-Castell, and I had those when I was in school like 20 years ago, and I still have some of them. I don't have all of them anymore, but I really like them. They're so soft, and they're actually, I like them more than the new Faber-Castells that I got. But these are all very cheap wax-based colored pencils, and I like them best to work on top here. Now I just realized I think I'm a bit OCD today, So I'm going in with my brush once more, and I think I want the parts that I had taped down, I want them colored. I don't want them not colored, so I need, there it is. That was the blue, I need a bit more of the brown. Still knowing that I'm going to have the Passepartout on top. It looks kind of weird to me, so I'm going to color in those few little tiny sections here. It's not that much water that it would buckle. Oh, there's another blue one. So I don't worry. Okay. But now I'm gonna blast this again, and then we can really go ahead with the colored pencils. Alright, so I'm going to start choosing a blue for my thingies here, and I think do I want this? No, that's too light blue. That one maybe. Or maybe that one. That's the one. That's the one that I want. That's the one that I want. Boop, boop, boop. Sorry. Then I need a brown, and I have them all rubber banded up for the colors that I want, or that I have, and then I put them all together. I need a red. What's my favorite red tone? I like this one. I think this one. For the bigger surface here on Mr. Pool, I'm taking 2 reds. For the arrows here, or for these thingamajigs, I only need 1 blue, 1 brown. But I do need a black, I do need a light gray, and I do need a dark gray. So there we go. And the rest I can do with markers or with gel pens later. But this is all that I need for coloring. I do have my sharpener, and I can go ahead coloring. And I'm always coloring at an angle. It's just something that I find a bit more relaxing to my wrist, and not trying to smudge everything here. So I'm just working with the line work that already came with this coloring page here. And I'm just intensifying a few pieces, a few sections with the according color, just to make things pop, and that's that. The rest I'm just going to leave it as it is. I don't have to solidly color this page now with colored pencils. I'm just intensifying shadows, or adding shadows. I'm intensifying lines and contrast, but that's that. The rest is already done with the Neos. I don't need to work on that. And that is something that I really like when I'm talking about illustrations or cartoony style, because you don't need to have 1500 layers to have something look really cool and nice, or goofy, stuff like that. And if you're maybe not having 100 million hours to work that particular day, but you want something maybe not only started but almost done, or even done, I would recommend this style, and just save yourself some time and get to the results maybe a bit quicker if you like this illustration-y, cartoony kind of style, like I said. I wouldn't apply this technique for every painting or drawing that I'm doing, but if I want something quick, if I want something looking like from a children's book, from a cartoon, from maybe my sketchbook even, or just any illustration-y kind of thing. I find myself going back to that style again and again and again because, well, it's a really nice loose style, and by having the underpainting done with the Neo colors, or if you like, you could also use other watercolor. You're pretty much only intensifying and shading with pencils, which is very nice on the wrist if you maybe have a bit trouble with pain in your wrist or something. Some people have that. Or if you maybe, like I said, if you're not having a lot of time, but you definitely not only want to start something, but maybe finish a whole piece, or at least the majority of that piece of art, well, try this style. It might be something that you really enjoy a lot too. It's also nice to learn picking colors, because when you like, if you don't use, for example, the Albrecht Dürer watercolor pencils by Faber-Castell as your underpainting supply, and then have the polychromos on top, well, then it's super easy to find the colors, well, because they're the same colors, they even have the same numbers and stuff. So that's kind of easy. But if you use supplies like I do here, where I have totally different manufacturers, different kinds of supplies, different color schemes that something comes in, and then you have to find the perfect shading color that you like, or the perfect mid-tone for another supply. It really lets you look at the color that you have chosen for your underpainting, and then recognize it and go maybe like a shade or two darker for your color pencil. So that is something that you might enjoy as a practice for choosing colors. If you're not that intuitive with colors, but have to maybe practice a bit more, maybe this is something that you find yourself liking a lot. I like it a lot. I'm one of those very happy people that seems to almost intuitively see colors, but nonetheless I like to experiment with color combinations that are maybe not my first choice. So I like this way of coloring or illustration work, to actually play with color combinations that I wouldn't choose right away and say, yeah, that fits perfectly together, or yeah, that is a perfect shading color for this, of course, because blah 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 blah. But maybe be a bit more let's say let's work a bit more out of the box. Think fast on your feet, and just try something else. I like to use color books for that. And sometimes I find a new color combination or a new favorite shading color or something. But, well, I haven't found a new favorite yet, but I found a few. Oh, that's also goddamn cool, you know, these kinds of shading colors. If you ask me what my favorite shading colors are, I would say indigo, deep indigo, or dark indigo, and Van Dyke brown, or another cold brown if you don't have Van Dyke. Something like walnut or nougat. These are all very nice dark cold browns. I like those. best to shade. I like him even more than a dark green or dark purple or a dark gray or a black. I really like dark blue and dark brown to shade for pretty much any color. I even, well, yeah, I do like, depending on what red I have, so this is a warm red, I would probably take both brown and blue to it, but there's like cold reds, I really like to shade them with more blue than brown. And greens, I like to shade those with blue and maybe a little bit of brown, but mostly blue. And then there's colors like orange or pink. I like to shade those with brown. So yeah, I do have my favorites. I do have my trusty go-tos, but still I like to discover new combinations that are maybe not my first choice, but that might make something kind of interesting. So for example, I found a new nice combination of colors to make skin tones. And especially with watercolors, I really like the combination of cold red, cold yellow for skin tones. They're a bit more flesh colory. My favorite, all-time favorite watercolor way of having skin tone is just a mixture of a warm yellow and almost like an orangey or sunset yellow and a light ochre or a yellow ochre, and have those two mixed together and really have a lot of water with it. That's my favorite way to have skin. But I found another nice combination of watercolor pigments that I like for skin tones. It's not gonna replace my favorite, but this is something that I do play with when I do color book pages. So see, I'm almost done with the rubber arrows. And I'm not adding too much detail to them or too much pigment, just a little bit of shading. Boom, done. It's enough. The rest, I think the eye sometimes really fills in the rest better than we sometimes could, especially when you go for a very minimalistic kind of art style when it comes to layers. If you go for realism and you have like 30 layers, that's a totally different kind of thing. I'm not talking about that, but sometimes, especially when you have a cartoony or illustration-y kind of style, sometimes you only need to add that much and the eye fills in the rest. So I have the arrows done. Now I need let's start with the dark gray and blend it out with the light gray. Going on to those bags here. Blending that out with a light gray. Same goes for the zipper. I'm going on top with gel pens probably on those silvery parts, so I'm only adding so much of color pencil for it. Adding a little bit of the black, just a smidge. Enhance a bit of the line work. These colored pencils are really soft and creamy. A bit of more shading here, also there. Now I can go in with the two reds and shade. So the shadow is going here on the left hand side, so I'm going to shade Mr. Pool on the left hand side, and I'm starting with the lighter red, just going here. Then I'm going in with a darker red and shade some more. And then I'm gonna have a sip of my apple wine. Going in with the lighter red again. The watercolor underneath gives quite a bit of tooth, so I don't need to have that much pressure on the colored pencil. So that is kind of nice too. So I'm working with the line work here. Of course I have to giggle when I see this page, this illustration here. I'm going in for the chin. The eye. And I'm bringing a bit of the shadow here to the top. Around the eyes, just a bit. And then we do have some shading here. But I'm not taking the dark red now, I'm just taking the light red, and with a very light hand add a little bit of pigment here. And have some underneath the pimple here. And there I'm also bringing in the dark red. bit more of the light red here. And also here. Okay, so that's the head, at least for the red. I might add a tiny little bit of black, but I want to go for the red parts first. So here there's shadow, there as well. And here. And here. Going in with a darker red. Definitely gonna add a bit of black in a minute. But I really like Mr. Pool. He's so goofy. Let's finish the red before I add the darkest shadows. Okay, almost done. Okay, so now I'm going to bring in the black for a bit more shading. Softest touch. I'm hardly touching the paper. Okay, then a bit here. Bit here where there's the darkest shadow underneath the chin and under the arm. And I'm really just going with the line work here that is already provided to me. Just adding a bit of the black. And a bit more black here. Need to take care of this zipper bit. Just to intensify those lines. Okay. Now I'm going in with the light gray and I'm shading underneath here. I think I cast a shadow. here, and here, and also here. Alright, now I need the dark gray, and I want to shade a bit more underneath Mr. Pool where he's sitting. So I'm going in ovals or elongated circles, also called ellipses, to color here to have a very smooth way of coloring. And I'm going to add a bit here. And I'm doing the same with a little bit of black, just a little bit, with the lightest touch. And once here, and so here. Okay, now I have to clean this up, and then I can come in with a marker. And now no, it's not the one. Yeah, that's the one. I want to add a bit of really black lines here. I'm also gonna bring in white gel pen in a minute, but I find it easiest to have the black down first and then go in for the dots with white gel pen. Could also do it the other way around, but I find that way more difficult to do. Just darkening some of the lines here that I have lost while coloring. Okay. I'm not gonna outline, whoop, but I'm gonna throw my cap away. Come here. Oh gosh. Come to mama. There we are. I'm not gonna outline all of those arrows. I think Mr. Pool has to stand out. But where did I put my white gel pen? Oh, it's with my Ancestry project, so hold on. Have to get that. Here we go. Now I can bring in highlights, like for example here and here. And here. Okay. Okay, so there it is. Whoops. There is Mr. Pool. I'm going to let this dry now because I don't want the smell pen, the gel pen to smudge. And then I'm going to have my husband cut the passepartout, and then I'm gonna frame it, and I will film the framing stuff. But yeah, that's Mr. Pool for now, and I'm going to add the second part of real-time clip once hubby is back. So I filmed with hubby cutting the passepartout, putting both that passepartout and the painting into the frame, and then I, for whatever reason, accidentally deleted that footage. So here's a photo of what the finished piece looks like. And I'm so sorry. Yeah, sometimes I don't have an excuse. Sometimes I'm just, well, maybe not paying attention 150% like I sometimes should. But anyway, that is my video for today. I hope you enjoyed watching along. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them in the comment section below. I will see you next week on Monday on another art day. And until then, do something nice for you. I'm gonna see you in other videos throughout the week in case you're interested. So board game art is Wednesdays, for Draw for Initiative, Beyond the Lines on Thursdays is all about coloring books and how to work with color, also in other pieces of art. And on Saturdays I do have an episode of my weekly vlog where I let you look behind the scenes a bit. And some days I'm doing a board game video podcast with Hubster called Gamers Couch. So join in any of those in case you're interested. I have a hair there that's not supposed to be there. And I'm gonna sign off now. I'm gonna see you next week. Do all the good YouTube stuff, like, share, subscribe. The blog post is up by now. And yeah, give the video a thumbs up if you liked it. I think I said it all. Have fun, folks.